Good evening, ladies and germs. Welcome to the Sultans of Shadilay podcast, where I am joined by Second Plague and not Trim for a change, because
Yeah,
he's off
Trim.
being late and gay. Yes.
Yep. He's I don't know. His boat hit an iceberg or something.
Yes. Well, my understanding is he is having, what did he say he was doing? In typical Trim's spelling, a surprise exorcism. Right. Oh. Oh, that's helpful. The widgets for the Discord have stopped working. Fantastic.
Wait, Bezic, what time is it for you?
It is 10 past midnight on Sunday.
Okay, so technically it's Sunday morning for you.
Technically. By,
Good
because...
morning. Good morning. Sunday morning.
Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, I had to go a bit Nancy Pelosi on you.
Is that why we're having issues? Someone let Pelosi in. Let's see. Student of History, 10 past 10 a.m. And for Gregory Price, it's 12:40 a.m.
No, it's like 9 a.m. for me.
12:40 a.m. That's impressive. That puts you in one of the earliest time zones in the world. Or
Wait,
one of the
what?
latest.
Wait, Gregory's trolling.
He might be.
No, like it 12:40. Like
No, South Australia. Yeah, Australian time zones are weird.
wait, so Australian time zones jump by smaller increments than an hour?
Yes, we have half-hour time zones, and we've got one weird-ass place in the Northern Territory that's on a, like, fucking 15-minute offset.
Okay, never mind. I had no idea that was a thing. That's interesting.
Well, the more you know. So, apparently Trim is also apparently having issues with time zones, because he keeps saying he'll be here on time to me, and saying he'll be here at 14:30 Norwegian time, but I think his clock might have moved.
I think he like I don't know. I think he has some like I think he got cancer from my lovely rendition of Dr. Fauci.
Well, apparently the issue is my Discord client. Right, let us try fixing this.
Boomered.
Yeah, I'm just going to drop to restart Discord if I can, and we will see if we can get this mess working. I'll be back in a
Right.
second.
Okay, welcome back.
Okay, I am back. God knows whether that fixed anything. Maybe. Let me do some refreshing. Yes.
Sweet.
There we go. Much better. Yes, I'm all for removing Australia from the face of the planet.
You'll sacrifice yourself.
Ah, it depends on the day of the week whether I want to be rescued first or not.
Oh wow.
Okay. So, let's have a look at some news, shall we?
Yep.
So, the Tories have finally done something fucking worth talking about. They have accidentally banned trans conversion therapy. So, good news is, so previously in 2018, the High Court refused a bid for gender-neutral passports. The small fucking mercies.
Would it be a hate crime in the UK to comment on that picture?
Probably. But neither of us is in the UK.
Yeah.
So 3 guesses what I'm doing.
Getting blasted on beer.
Oh, I
Is
wish.
that what you're doing? That's great. That's fucking great. Oh, that's amazing.
I did not know that. Look, Yep, I did not know that Lord Voldemort was a gender-neutral crusader.
That's great. One might say this is all like degenerate.
Indeed. Discordia is going to need more tea to deal with this.
Well, luckily, Discordia, we have white pills this week.
We do? Oh, right. This is a white pill.
Yeah.
Yes. Gregory, that is a massive vein in the head. So, by some miracle...
I can live forever.
Yeah. The High Court refused to rule the government policy of having male or female and nothing else on passports as unlawful. So, it is not unlawful to have male or female, oh, excuse me, on a passport. This person has apparently been fighting for the issue since 1995.
What?
What were you doing in 1995?
Like I was non-existent.
Yeah. In this case, Bas Van Dippen, I think they're saying they're using gender as a synonym for sex. You know, like all sane people did forever.
Yeah.
Because, yes, putting gender on there separately or in addition to sex would be a fucking stupid idea. So let's not do that. There we go. So, the crazy person who has been acting crazy since before a second was born said they were bitterly disappointed and that non-gendered people are socially invisible and being denied civil rights. Non-gendered people.
Oh, the degenerates.
Based.
No, you don't you don't have what is you don't have less rights. What do you mean?
Yes, it is not an infringement on your rights to describe you factually.
Yeah.
Yep. So they said they were not seeking special treatment. I was seeking to be treated as a human being. How is that not seeking special treatment?
What? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I had to grasp the pretzel logic for a second.
It's... The Nutter has previously said it is a basic human right to have your identity.
Okay.
Sure. Righto. But it is not a basic human right to require other people to respect your delusions.
Honestly, it's not even like a human right to have other people fucking respect your accurate takes.
Exactly. Like I don't think it is a basic human right to have your identity. Well, I suppose it depends how you define identity.
Well, something the psychologists have always known is that identity is socially negotiated. If something worked out amongst a group of people, it is certainly not self-defined. Even if you take the perspective that gender is a social construct, that doesn't mean you get to define it as whatever you say you are.
Oh dear. Okay. The campaigner has previously told the Women and Equalities Committee that being non-gendered was not a lifestyle choice and incredibly frustrating. Not a lifestyle choice. You were born with either one an X chromosome and a Y chromosome, or two X chromosomes. How is you not coping with that not a lifestyle choice?
Exactly.
Incredibly frustrating. Yes, I imagine it would be. It generally is frustrating for the psychotic to not have other people agree with their psychosis. Oh, okay. This is where it gets ridiculous. So, their lawyer, who should be disbarred, claimed the policy breaches two articles of the European Convention on Human Rights.
Oh.
The right to respect for private life, and the right not to be discriminated against on the basis of gender or sex. Please explain what you were not entitled to based on your gender or sex, crazy person.
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to wrap my head about the European, fucking Declaration of Human Rights.
European Convention on Human Rights. The thing they've completely ignored for the last 40 years. Okay, so right to respect for private life. Somehow, having to identify your gender on your passport is a violation of your right to respect for private life. Well, in that case, requiring your name and your date of birth on the pissing passport is a violation of your right to a private life. Respect for private life. And that's no wonder that they threw it out.
Yeah.
They then go on to tell us about male, female, and non-binary. So apparently, as of 2018, Canada, Australia, Denmark, Germany, Malta, New Zealand, Pakistan, India, and Nepal have a third category on their passports for the mentally ill. Oh, here's a name we recognise. LGBT charity Stonewall said the decision was disappointing, saying that many trans people are afraid to travel abroad for fear of intrusive questioning or difficulties at passport control. Yes, and when you're being strip searched at passport control by a female guard and she grabs your penis, how do you think that's going to go for you?
Well, I mean, that'd be a good time, right? You know, you're getting groped by a female guard, and I don't know. Probably not fun for the female guard, though.
Anyway, I imagine that in countries where they actually let's at least the Islamic world lets women be searched by women.
You know, honestly though, there are certain jobs where, regardless of whether or not the job should exist, I have some like serious questions about the people who would like go into that line of work, right? Like, how do you end up groping people for the TSA, for example? Or like, say, even outside of the pro-choice, pro-life debate about abortion, like, what kind of person do you have to be like, you know what I want to do with my life? I want to cut up fetuses inside of the womb. Like,
Well,
like honest,
the first one I can explain a lot easier. The second one,
okay.
The first one's really easy. Imagine that you're a poorly educated high school or college dropout who's completely fucking useless and likes being a cunt. You also want to get paid. Why not join the TSA?
Fair.
It's like everything else. All the petty little loser bullies seek positions of power and authority.
I just needs to check inside your asshole.
What's that, Cleveland or something? Quagmire? Something from one of those Family Guy type shows?
South Park.
Yeah, South Park. And student history brings up a good point. Respect for private life. Does that mean Scotland is violating the ECHR? Yes. Yes. It also means that... Here's one for you. If requiring someone to have a gender on their passport is a violation of right to respect for private life, what in the fuck is a vaccine passport?
Well, no. You see, the vaccine mandates and vaccine passports actually expand civil liberties.
Oh, thanks, CNN. Thanks,
No, that was the
ACLU, wasn't it, actually?
Yeah. Yeah, embarrassingly enough. The funny thing is that Destiny, who's in favor of that stuff, is still like, the ACLU, like, what the fuck? That is not your job to be taking that side of the issue. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Yep, the ACLU is supposed to defend rights and liberties. You know, even if they disagree with them. Gregory Priest says the vaccine passport's great new freedom. What's that? Vaccine McFrey?
Oh yeah. Yeah, did any of you see the Freedom Tunes video of like the latest one about Kyle Rittenhouse, where that soundbite from the Vosh Destiny Rittenhouse debate comes up, where Vosh is like, you know, I've seen a lot of Marvel superhero movies, and when the good guy is framed, he submits himself to the mob. I was not expecting that, like, Vosh quote in the Freedom Tunes videos. That had me, like, laughing hysterically for, like, 2 minutes. And yeah, the people around me were just confused.
There's something seriously wrong with that creature. Okay, speaking of brainlets, let's see what Boris Johnson's been up to. Here we go. So this is from June 2020. Yeah, hey, g'day, Bayside. And Stratosphere says, God, I love being forced to do something in order to gain the freedom I already had. So, Boris Johnson scraps plan to make gender change easier. Oh, wow. And then some lunatic says my gender is mine to define. No.
My hand is mine to define. I say I only have 3 fingers.
Yes. There's literally no difference between gender dysphoria and body dysmorphia. Same mental illness. It's just that one's socially acceptable and encouraged. Actually, there's a job for Josh. He should write an article on that. Send that in as an idea. Okay, so Sunday
Who
time.
wants to send that in at tips@lotuseaters.com?
Yes. So, plans to allow people to change their legal gender and self-identify as a different sex. Ah! They can't even use the words from their own retarded definition properly. And self-identify as a different sex have been scrapped in a move that will fuel the culture war gripping Britain. Ministers and Boris Johnson's team in Number 10 have ditched plans developed under Theresa May's government to allow transgender people to change their birth certificates without a medical diagnosis. Well, shit. Why would you ever want to do that? Like, shit, if they brought that into law, how many fucking guys do you think would be down to the Office of Birth, Deaths and Marriages being like, I'd like my birth certificate changed to female, and then be like, then get on the phone to their insurance company, yeah, I'd like a cheaper insurance, thanks.
Oh, yeah.
So instead, they plan to announce a ban on gay cure therapies in an attempt to placate LGBT people. New protections will be offered to safeguard female-only spaces, including refuges and public lavatories, to stop them being used by those with male anatomy.
I'll be back in a few minutes. I need to use the bathroom and get some water.
Right. Bus says, my hand is for me to define. Other weird person says, that's your foot. That's handphobic. Or some utter retardation. Right, so under the leaked plans, proposals for people who to self-identify their gender will be abandoned, and those wanting to change their birth certificate will still need medical approval. At present, that means 2 doctors have to sign off on a gender change. I don't understand why this needs to apply to birth certificates in the first place. Like, a birth certificate is a factual statement about you, the person. Not really useful to the government for statistics to change your birth certificate. So we've also got safeguards put in place to protect safe spaces for women, reaffirming provisions in the Equalities Act. New national guidelines and lavatory provision are likely to be introduced, replacing the free-for-all in which councils set their own rules, which has seen a rise in gender-neutral lavatories. And a ban on gay cure therapies that are run by some church groups and therapists will be announced on the same day. Yet another example of blanket bans where they should be focused on banning it for, say, under 18s. I imagine quite a lot of people might like some therapy to cope with their gender dysphoria, or etc. Might actually help, because we've seen statistics where over 80% or something of people with gender dysphoria grow out of it. Well, let's see what the poll said. No, we can't do that. Oh, here we go. The new proposals are likely to be supported by feminist groups who argue that trans rights infringe women's rights. A source said, at the moment, local authorities are the ones who designate toilet use by gender. The government's response is going to be centralised. Excellent. Activists don't like that, so you can't talk about that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so here we have October 2021, so this is the recent one. Ban conversion therapy, human rights lawyers urge UK government. How well did that work out for them? So legal professionals, campaigners and experts have called on the government to take decisive action in criminalising conversion therapy in the UK, saying the practices deny human dignity and demean victims. Oh, here we go. The abhorrent practice of conversion therapy, more properly termed conversion practices, these are best understood as any practices that seek to suppress, cure, or change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. These degrading and inhumane practices are an affront to the human rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and intersex people, and must be criminalised in all their forms. Yeah, that's exactly right, Bus. A birth certificate is a description of one moment in time. Recommendations include detailing a non-exhaustive list of offences. Okay, here we go. Including exorcisms, corrective rape, illegal, forced marriage, also illegal, and pseudo-scientific counselling sessions. Well, there's the Tavistock Centre fucked. Oh, and they don't want exemptions for consenting adults, because apparently the imbalance of power involved means that such consent cannot be truly free or autonomously exercised. Pretty sure conversion therapy requires consent everywhere. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure it's kidnapping. But that's very That's very interesting. That where they say no exemptions for consenting adults. Imbalance of power involved means that such consent cannot be truly free or autonomously exercised. Now, what else is going on these days where that could apply to? Oh, I know, mandates. The government has the power.
Oh,
The government has the government has all the power over the citizen, which means that consent can never be truly free or autonomously exercised.
I mean,
Go on. Apply that argument to other things, guys. See what happens.
yep.
God forbid they bother to think for more than 5 seconds and apply it to other things. Okay, so student history says in some places, some had consent issues for underage because the parents could consent for the underage. Yeah, maybe restricting conversion therapy or anything that could be remotely called it to 18 plus might be reasonable.
I agree with that.
Okay. According to some absolute nutter, most LGBT people in religious settings feel it is their duty to submit to those in authority and will therefore willingly follow their leader's advice even if it causes them great harm. Right. So, most LGBT people feel it is their duty to submit to those in authority if the people in authority say, we think gay sex is bad, don't have gay sex. I mean, do these people realise that they can act like, walk out of the church?
Yeah.
This isn't like the Mormons or the Jehovah's Witnesses. Pretty sure the church in England doesn't hunt you down. It seems to be another case of implementing rules to protect people who can't stand up for themselves. No, that's not what I want to say, because we want to protect people that can't stand up for themselves. I don't know. It's babying. That's what it is. Treating people like
Right.
children, rather than treating them like adults who can make their own decisions.
Yeah, so so I didn't actually see that segment.
Oh.
So where does the baseness get introduced?
Oh, the baseness. Well, let's get the baseness up. Urging change of gender to be criminalised. How's the base that for you?
Okay.
Turns out that when you take a really broad definition of conversion therapy and then go, let's use that, encouraging people to become trans is conversion therapy. Which it actually fucking is, but okay. Adults who try to persuade children to change their gender will face criminal sanctions under government plans. From next spring, it will be illegal to convince someone to change their sexuality or gender identity, with extra safeguards to protect adolescents.
Ooh.
See, and how can they argue against it? Because it's exactly what they want. They didn't want. They want it to be illegal.
No, I already know where they're gonna go with this. They're gonna be like,
We're not trying to get them to change their gender. We're just trying to get them to realize what it's been all along.
or something like that.
Yes, it'll
Like
be
how we're
interesting to see how
supposed
that
to
works.
believe. like how we're supposed to believe Elliot Page starred in Inception. Just retroactively, that was a dude. If you ever, for some fucking reason, ever jerked off to Ellen Page in years past, well, guess what? You're gay now. I'm not really sure who would jerk off to Ellen Page, though. I mean,
Yeah. Here we go. Government sources suggest that organisations such as Mermaids... here we go. Here's some quote from the Times. A charity that offers...
I'm sorry. I can't hear fucking Mermaids without, like, feeling a deep anger surge within my veins.
Understandable and entirely approved. So, government suggested that organisations such as Mermaids, a charity that offers advice and counselling to children with gender dysphoria, could be outlawed. Trans rights groups said that the proposals risked having a chilling effect on free speech. Oh, now they give a fuck about free speech.
Now they care about free speech.
Gregory says Mermaids sounds fishy. Smells fishy too.
I don't get it. I get it.
Dear. Nice of them to give a shit about free speech now, though. You can't tell us not to do that. We need to keep convincing kids to give their penises up. Discordia says Mermaids need to get back in the sea. I've got some very good jokes for that, but that's definitely not YouTube appropriate. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll say it. I'll say it. The people who run that place need to walk into the sea with millstones around their necks.
Yeah, gonna have to disavow. But I agree.
For legal reasons, that's a joke. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Monkey342 Games says government says you can't groom kids. Mermaids takes exception to that. And Bus Van Diepen says sleeping with the fishes. Make a nice change from sleeping with kids, wouldn't it?
Ugh.
Right, so, under the proposals, medical professionals such as psychiatrists and doctors will escape sanctions. Informal advice sought from family and friends will also not be criminalised. However, all other counselling offered to children under 18 will be outlawed, and adults will have to consent to take part in therapy. The laws will be introduced after a consultation. Well, that sounds entirely... that sounds too reasonable for them.
You're a big guy. For you.
Although the decision to ban gender identity counselling is controversial, yeah, they say that, but they also don't realise that it protects it from going the other way. But they're not smart enough to realise that. The protections for gay and lesbian people have been welcomed. Blah, 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 blah. Conversion therapy ban. Oh, interesting. Now here's some good, interesting stuff. The government will also give courts the power to seize the passports of under 18s who are at risk of being taken out of the country. Yep. So, yeah. So, how? Religious groups try to cure gay people through things such as violence or corrective rape. So, if they want... Obviously, those are illegal in the UK, but if they try and take them outside the country, no. Government's going to ban that. That seems reasonable. Then, of course, the case of Kaira Bell, 24-year-old woman who began taking puberty blockers as a teenager before later detransitioning, is understood to have influenced Liz Truss's decision to include gender identity counselling in the ban. Hey, Bill met Kemi Badenoch, Junior Equalities Minister this year.
A position that shouldn't exist.
It shouldn't. But hey, Kemi Badenoch's at least being reasonably sane with it. Student History says it's funny how all of this sounds quite reasonable.
Yeah.
Yep. The problem is the moment they're like, oh, we want you to ban people from trying to deconvert trans people. Okay. And ban trying to convince people to change gender identity. Oh, look, that conveniently stops you from turning them trans as well. How did that get in there?
Maybe it's because it's the same logic.
Yes. It's crazy.
But you know what they say about double standards.
Yeah, so it wasn't for double standards, leftists would have none at all. Okay, so here we go. Tory minister shuts down false claim trans charity mermaids would be targeted by conversion ban. And this is apparently from Pink News, which is also from... Okay. Equalities Minister Freer has hit back at the claim, writing on Twitter, "This is incorrect. Our proposal set out that any person who tries to change the sexual orientation or gender identity of someone under 18 would be at risk of prosecution. This does not mean that organisations that seek to provide advice to under 18s would be outlawed." Well, that's a shame. I think mermaids should be outlawed.
Yeah.
Oh. And here we have a mermaid's response. For anyone worrying about a certain article today, we have had reassurance from government officials that government policy is not designed to specifically target our work, nor any organisation that supports trans people. This clearly doesn't stop others from targeting us, though. Yes, how dare people try and stop us from molesting kids and chopping their penises off? And then they continue to...
No, I don't see the problem there.
Yeah, not specifically targeting, but we'll just accidentally paint with this really broad brush, and oh, look, mermaids is actually convincing people to transition, and oops, they're getting prosecuted. Seems fair and reasonable to me. So here we have Kaira Bell. Oh goodness, the poor person. NHS, so this is March 2020, NHS Gender Clinic should have challenged me more over transition. Yep, and of course it's Tavistock. It's always Tavistock.
Yeah.
So Kaira describes being a tomboy as a child. Just leave the fucking tomboys alone, you freaking leftists.
Oh, maybe Trim might pop in.
Trim, they're after the tomboys again.
Yeah. I'll send him a message.
So, when asked how strongly she felt the need to change her gender identity, she replied that it gradually built up as she found out more about transitioning online. Funny that. Gregory asks, weren't mermaids the ones that lured sailors into the waters to drown them? That was specifically sirens from Greek mythology. Though,
honestly,
I think they're mermaids as well anyway. Luring people to tragedy, yeah. Student history says, hey, we're just saying no talking someone into conversion. Might target a church, might target Stonewall, mermaids and Tavistock. Who knows? Don't convert people. Sounds reasonable. Yeah, here we go. Back to Kaira Bell's case, as she went down the medical route, she said one step led to another. She was referred to the clinic at the age of 16, and after 3 one-hour-long appointments, Oh, remember the old days where it was a whole 3 hours? She was prescribed puberty blockers, which delay the developmental signs of puberty. Yeah, no shit. They really do have to write for the dumbest people.
Yeah.
A year after starting the puberty blockers, she was prescribed the male hormone testosterone, which developed male characteristics like facial hair and a deep voice. 3 years ago, she had an operation to remove her breasts. Jesus Christ. Initially, she felt very relieved and happy about things, but I think as the years go on, you start to feel less and less enthusiastic or even happy about things. Yes, I believe that's called buyer's remorse. You can continue and dig yourself deeper into this hole, you can choose to come out of it and have the weight lifted off your shoulders. She decided to start taking cross-sex hormones last year, and she said she was now accepting of her sex as a female, but she was also angry about what had happened to her in the last decade. I was allowed to run with this idea that I had, almost like a fantasy as a teenager, and has affected me in the long run as an adult.
We're living in a fucking South Park episode.
I don't know if even those sick twisted bastards could come up with this bullshit.
No, I mean that is like literally Mr. Garrison's like fucking plot line.
Right, I see.
He like transitions into a whammon and then like regrets it. So they have to grow a penis on a mouse.
Oh dear. Oh, here we go. She understands why teenagers arrive at the clinic deeply distressed and desperate to change their gender. I did say the same thing years ago when I went to the clinic. I would say it was saving me from suicidal ideation and depression in general, and at the time I felt it relieved all those mental health issues I was feeling alongside gender dysphoria. Right, so instead of actually treating the issues... oh dear.
How often is dysphoria just ooh, weird things are happening to my body because of puberty. I don't like it.
I would guess that it's over 99%. Especially with women.
Yeah. Now, that didn't like fuck with me at all because I was like, oh, sweet. For 3 years of my life, I'm actually taller than average.
Yeah. Well, it is a
And
lot.
then in high school,
It
everyone
is.
asked me out again.
It is quite a bit easier for men, though, I imagine, because you've got the penis to start with. Not a big issue. Oh, you're growing hair. Well, you've all seen a guy on the street with a beard. It's like, you know what's happening. It's a lot easier to understand.
And most importantly, we don't like bleed out of our dicks.
Yeah, I imagine if you bled for 3 days every month, that would fuck you up mentally.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure I'm understanding what you're saying, Bus, but I really would question that if gender dysphoria actually exists at all before puberty. Because I really don't think it does. But of course, we can't research this shit because that'd be transphobic. Let's see. She described her family life as difficult. Oh, what a surprise. She also believes that she was felt more accepted by society as she was then. She might not have wanted to change her gender. She added that she wouldn't have wanted to listen to voices of caution when she was younger. Wow. Yeah, so Bus Van Dippen says it doesn't exist, but they are convinced of it, and Shin says it normally hits around puberty, and a large amount of those cases go away by 18. Yeah, not surprising. I imagine for all of human history, girls in particular have been having the problem of, oh shit, I'm suddenly bleeding. Gregory says some women want to become men, so people respect them. Ah, yeah, because who's going to respect a 5 foot fuck all, 20-pound fucking manlet?
Yeah, like Elliot Page.
Yeah.
Well, also it's kind of funny because wasn't there this one like I don't know if it was like a trans man or like a woman undercover as a man who got like made based because of it. Like, actually, men aren't really privileged.
Life's
Going from living as a woman to living as a man, like, what the fuck? This is all bullshit.
yeah, that lesbian who tried living as a man and realised how fucking hard it was for blokes to get a date when they're 5 foot fuck all. Base Sape asks, why don't we treat schizophrenics the same way we treat gender dysphorics? That's the real question. Or better yet, why don't we treat gender dysphorics the same way we treat schizophrenics? And the answer is, of course, politics, and they really are after your children.
They're coming for your children. They're coming for them.
So, speaking of mermaids and how they're dodgy cunts, encouraging children to hide online searches from their parents. Yes.
I'm in. Yeah, that's where the shit gets like really dodgy. Like where you get the same thing with like teachers being like,
Oh, we need to keep the parents from finding out what we're teaching.
but we'll talk about that a little later.
Sounds exactly like grooming, Gregory, and that's exactly what they're saying in it too. So the tweet says, privacy can be tricky with all the family around at the moment, so we gave our new desktop website an exit button so you can easily jump to another site if you need to. You know, like the shit, the completely useless trash they put on domestic violence websites. So the person in the post on fucking Mumsnet of all places, surely this is a child safeguarding breach and is an example of child grooming. The Trans Children Charity Mermaids has created a button on its desktop website so that children can immediately jump to another website if a parent comes into the room, presumably while either looking at mermaids material or talking to someone at the charity, so they can lie to their parents that they were actually doing something else. Michael Manning says, I can't even get mad about this shit anymore, it just makes me sad. Yep, that's the world we live in. Where we see, the trans lobby is grooming children again. Well, of course they are. And Gregory says kids these days cannot tap. Yeah, because they all use smart devices. So, let's see what Priti Patel's been up to. Yep, just Scotty says this shit'll hit the fan in 20 years. Oh, absolutely. Yep, when the kids realise what their parents have done to them. So, trans criminals are not women. Home Secretary Priya Patel orders woke police forces to stop recording offences as female crime statistics. Based.
Yeah, exactly. That might actually that might actually create gender parity.
Yeah. So, yep, here we go. In law, only a male can commit rape, but an analysis by Professor Alice Sullivan of University College London shows that between 2012 and 2018, a total of 436 people prosecuted for rape were recorded as women. That's a really high number. What I want to know is how many trans women there are in the UK. 400 in 6 years. 436 out of how many committed rape? I mean, jeez. Like, what's the UK population? Can't be enough to have more than a couple of hundred more, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 trans men and women.
Hello.
Oh my god, it is the boat chef.
They're coming for our tomboys. They're coming for them.
Who they're coming for? Kind of fortunate you cut out for a minute there.
They're coming for the tomboys.
Yeah, no, they can fuck off with that idea.
As opposed to Anglo, who's coming for our pom bears.
Oh no, whatever shall we do?
So, Trip.
Sorry for being so late, guys. It was a surprise exercise aboard.
Yeah.
You are not forgiven.
Well, it's nice to see. It's nice to see you've recovered from the cancer that listening to my rendition of Dr. Fauci gave you.
It's actually pretty damn funny. Next time you should add some fucking music to it.
Yeah.
That'd be so fucking awesome. You just use a 1950s back sound. You know, the chicks go like, bum, 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 bum. I'm laughing my ass off at the idea.
Yeah. So, Trip, before we we fully clue you in on the article, how many trans women do you think there are in the UK?
Actual trans women, maybe 0.2, 3, maybe?
Not as a percentage, as a number, and not actual.
Oh,
Even the fake, especially the fakes.
1.2 billion.
Maybe 150,000.
So you stack transgender people in a store.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some people want.
Yes. So let's work with that number that we've just pulled out of our rears. 150,000, right? Yeah. 436 of them are rapists. How does that percentage work out for you?
Wait, what?
The article we are looking at says that between 2012 and 2018, a total of 436 people prosecuted for rape were recorded as women. Note that's prosecuted.
England, it's like, but in England, only men can be committing the crime of rape because rape is penetrative, isn't it?
It's defined by a penis rather than a gender, but yes.
Well, I guess they got what they wanted.
Yeah.
Feminine penis, guys.
So
seriously?
If in 6 years there were 436 trans women who were prosecuted for rape, what is the fucking per capita rape rate of the fucking trans community? That's
I'm
just the
gonna bring
ones
back
that
an
were
old,
caught.
old meme. It's too damn high.
Yeah. Bossum Deep, I'm still an interesting question. How many more multiple offenders? I would love to know.
Don't ask too many questions. You might not like the answer.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what... Ah, it's Boris Johnson's crazy bitch.
Oh, the actual Prime Minister of England?
Yeah. Kaira Johnson urges Tories to back transgender rights. Environmental campaigner and wife of Prime Minister says hate crimes and stigma for LGBT people still are a fact of life. Really? So, okay, let's pretend that hate crimes are real. What demographic is committing them? Oh, she's left. She's done Jacinda Ardern, and she's fucked off.
Of
Yeah.
course. I mean, whoopsie daisy, I guess.
Student of History
That's
says,
good
isn't
times
she
and
a
shit.
German? If so, opinion should be immediately invalid. Who knows? But I'll tell you what she isn't is an elected official, therefore opinion invalid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty sexist. What about the Huamin? What about the Huamin?
Well, they can get elected too if they're good enough.
You know,
True.
it's funny. It's funny how elected officials' family members, like, having their opinions being considered worthy or important is either okay or nepotism, depending on, depending.
Yes.
Right. Like,
Depending
I
on how
remember,
severe the
like,
case is.
well, Trump's sons, like Don Jr., spoke at the Republican National Convention, and the leftist media screeched,
Nepotism, nepotism. He's just the son of a man who got elected president.
and then, like, at the DNC convention,
Well, the husband of a
fucking
man
Michelle
who
Obama
yeah,
spoke
the husband
and
of
was
a
like,
man who
it-
got elected president still hasn't fucking shut up.
yeah.
Sorry for using God's name in vain and all that crap, but
But,
Jesus.
like all the first ladies.
Yeah, you use your own, like, besmirch your own culture and yell Jane Foster instead.
Now we don't have any cool curses like that. I mean, God damn it just sounds so much better than Odin, damn it. It just flows better, you know?
Maybe we need to bring in a rule where where elected officials need to make their fucking family shut up. Though I don't know how you do that without violating all sorts of rights.
Yep.
I mean, why should the leading class have any rights? Again, engineered monarchy, dude.
I mean, engineered monarchy doesn't
Of
sound
course,
like a
it's gonna break
fantastic
every
idea.
single
But,
human right in existence.
well,
At least it'll work. I know.
I've just had a flick through and it's basic leftist drivel, so let's not actually listen to what she's had to say because she has nothing of value.
Thank God.
But of course, she had to go to an LGBT pride reception in Manchester. Ooh, actually, let's have a... Here's another point. Where the fuck is that hoe's mask?
Didn't she use a mask?
No, she didn't wear a mask. Therefore, she's a criminal who must be burnt at the stake because they might have breathed the same air as a person who was once within 10 miles of a person with COVID.
Yep.
Yeah, but she's theoretically sucking the dick of the Prime Minister, so That's power, I guess.
Oh my god, I deeply fucking despise how like Democrat politicians still wear masks outdoors as a virtue signal.
Yeah, and then 5 fucking minutes later take them off in a large group of people.
Well, yeah, that's the thing too. When it's like out fucking doors, like the argument can be made like the mask does some shit like indoors, but like studies are pretty much like no, it does like jack shit if you're outside.
Well, studies have also found that they do jack shit inside. Like, one study they did showed that the same amount, they did it on nurses, they had some wearing regular masks, some wearing N95s. Interestingly enough, the same amount of nurses got a flu-like virus, which tells us that the N95 masks are also useless.
Well, what I find interesting about that is that there are places where people go for a while and they're wearing masks. Like, what the fuck is up with like kids at schools having to wear masks when it's like, okay, let's say the masks are hyper effective. They're gonna take them off to eat lunch with each other. So at that point, like, what's the point? Like, they're gonna be around each other maskless indoors for like an hour anyways. Like, isn't wearing like the fucking masks for the rest of the day completely performative nonsense?
The whole thing's performative nonsense. They're kids. No healthy child has ever died with COVID.
Off COVID, then.
Even less.
Oh my.
Hell, I don't think you can even. You'd be hard pressed to find a kid that's died with COVID, of COVID at all. Like even a sick kid, it'd be hard pressed to prove died of COVID. Like in Australia, we've got the 2 deaths under 20. The one was the boy with meningitis. One was the girl with multiple pre-existing conditions. So, how many healthy children have died of COVID in Australia? 0.
Kung flu.
Kung
That
flu.
sounds totally like COVID to me, man. That was purely COVID, nothing else. It's just COVID, pure COVID.
Yeah. Or the kid that got run over crossing the road. And that was COVID too. COVID was driving. COVID, take the wheel.
COVID managed to learn how to drive a car, manifest as a human being made out of dust, and then maliciously attacked a kid with a car.
Well,
but George Floyd was like immune to any effects of COVID.
Yes, the only person with COVID to have died of something else. Do I have? I've got an interesting tweet about COVID coming to life as a human and attacking people that we'll get to later. Because the politicians are trying to convince people of that. I'm only about 25% kidding.
Well, at least it's not. No kidding.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the attack on internet anonymity. Because not even the conservatives can leave us the fuck alone.
No, because it was, of course, anonymity that murdered that dude.
Yes.
And not a certain... let's say, was it the enriching religion?
Yes, the religion of enrichment.
Yes. Don't you worry, brother. I'm just going to enrich you with peaceful intent by use of sharp metal objects.
That sounds about right.
Why is he Indian?
Hey, I'm a fucking Norwegian. Do you really expect me to make good goddamn Arabic words sounds? No. To me, everyone in that area is like Indian.
You sounded more like,
Did we give good customer service? Did we answer all of your questions in a satisfactory manner?
Thank you. Come again.
Oh dear. So yes, David MS, Conservative MP stabbed to death, and apparently internet anonymity would have stopped it. Sorry, banning internet anonymity would have stopped it, because I don't know, Mark Zuckerberg would have dived in the way of the knife.
Maybe, or one of these here weird manifestations of COVID would have done it again. You know, like that Terminator scene, just melted up from the floor, finger stabbing that dude who was about to stab the guy. Then we had another COVID death.
Yep. Bus says, doesn't COVID, like cancer, not kill? It makes you weak, so almost anything kills you, like common cold, infection, and other small things. Well, there's a couple of issues with that. Cancer doesn't actually tend to weaken you. It just straight up kills you. What tends to weaken people with cancer is actually the chemotherapy. Because chemotherapy is poisoning yourself and hoping the cancer dies first. And secondly,
Pretty much.
COVID doesn't weaken people. The only people dying from COVID were weak to start with. Like the flu.
conflict.
Well, there's some people that get knocked out a bit from it, but then it's basically just a fucking flu at this point.
It's literally it's a type of coronavirus, like some of the variants of the cold.
Yeah, just ask the Wuhan Research Facility. They know all about those kind of viruses.
The Wuhan Institute of Virology, in Wuhan, where a coronavirus came from.
Yes, from the bats, who they totally did some kind of weird ass research, which a certain man who has too many goddamn songs and movies about him for no reason totally did not support economically, especially about murdering dogs.
Yes. Well, speaking of the economic dodginess, we'll get to that later as well. I think it's somewhere in my list. So,
Right.
next article. Not really interested in the body of it, but just the question asked in the headline. So, David MS killing. Should MPs still be able to meet the public? How about, that's a fucking stupid question. They should be required to meet the public, because what's the fucking point in them otherwise?
Wait. Are you really asserting that that the leaders should meet the plebeians? God, man.
Oh, my mistake. I forgot. They're too special. They shouldn't have to associate with the filthy serfs.
Yeah, I mean, their only interaction should be just to look at you and then laugh in your face as they keep stealing your freedoms away. Like the Venezuela, like the New Zealand bitch.
Venezuela and New Zealand? What's the fucking difference? Oh, that's right. Venezuelans have more freedom.
I will personally stab you in the face.
She's an evil witch.
About your freedoms.
Hey, did you see the video I sent you a few days ago? Where she just where it is like a guy tries to question her about something. It's like, sir, I'm going to stop this press conference if you don't stop asking.
Yes, I saw that, and I believe it's in the list.
Sweet. I fucking hate that cunt.
Me too.
After this, we should get into the Democrats getting blown the fuck out.
Oh yeah, we need a white pill after all this shit.
Yeah.
God, the Schadenfreude on Twitter has been beautiful.
Yeah.
There's people actually going around, leftists being like, fortified, they fortified it.
But I thought our election systems were completely immune to fortification. But. Yeah.
When the Democrats win.
Yeah, of course.
Otherwise, it's Russia. Russia.
Here we go. Something completely irrelevant. Actually, no, it is slightly irrelevant. Speaking of the religion of peace.
Peace.
Joy.
27-year-old Arab stabbed several people on a train in Germany. 3 injured, 2 of them seriously.
So very peaceful, guys. Seriously.
How peaceful.
So very fucking peaceful.
How vibrant.
The perpetrator has now been identified as Mohammed Shitfuckasay. The Syrian is said to have entered Germany in 2014 and was a recognized refugee.
Right. Always the refugees. All right.
Yeah, we gotta stop blaming the refugees, dude. We gotta stop blaming them. They're totally innocent.
Oh,
I
yeah.
promise.
Totally innocent. He was forced to stab them by white supremacy.
Well, no straight white male needs an AR-47. All right.
AR-47. Wow, that's advanced.
Yeah. God damn it. Well, that's more immigration not working out well. Ron DeSantis.
It never fails. It never fails, guys. It never fails.
A mid-20s illegal
success.
alien posed as a 17-year-old, crossed the southern border, was dumped in Jacksonville, and has now taken an innocent Floridian's life.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stop pretending to be a leftist there, because there's no fucking way I can defend this without just sounding like a horrible thing.
Yeah. God damn it. Discordia, you're gonna need to get some more white pills. We're not gonna have enough of this, right?
Discordia is good girl.
Wait till you see the so-called white pills.
Everyone in the chat simp over her.
Oh,
See if
God.
we can get some interesting video comments from the simpery.
Shall not simp. Remember? Aren't you supposed to be a Christian man?
Yeah. No. This is entirely performative simping to see if we can generate any video comments in response to it.
Yes.
It's like
okay,
what we
guys, you know what to do. Come on, chat. Don't fail us. We believe in you.
Oh, God. Moving rapidly away from foul, degenerate, satanic bullshit.
Please.
Ooh, Michael Manning says Discordia is not a good girl. She is feisty. Okay.
Appreciated highly. Seriously, I'm playing Dungeons 3 with her, and it's fucking hilarious.
Well, I've heard stories. But anyway.
Okay, you know what? No, I'm not going to start this one here.
Yeah. So. Online anonymity. All in favor? Aye?
Yes, I want anonymity. More. A lot more.
Yes, in fact, I want offline anonymity too. I want to be able to... Hey, Tossy scrolled into the YouTube chat. Oh, dear. But not... so, online anonymity is good for a multitude of reasons. Not least of which is... Ooh, I don't know. Political activism. You know, when the police might come round to your house if they hear about you thinking about planning a protest. like the Australian police keep doing when someone wants to plan a protest. They'll just rock up and interrogate them. Hell, I want anonymity in public as well.
Oh, that'd be great. You know, back in the good old days when you could just do whatever you want, as long as it wasn't anything, disgusting, and people would just have the common decency of like, hey, I'm not even gonna notice this person.
Yeah. But, like, seriously, there should be no requirement unless you are actively engaging with the government to identify yourself. Exceptions apply, of course. Like, obviously you want ID for, like, a loan and shit. But, like, there should be no expectation when you walk into a store that your name is not, in fact, John Smith. Like everyone else. And none of this police randomly stopping you and asking for ID bullshit. No. They need to think you have a probable cause to think you've committed a crime. Which I don't believe any country has that hard kind of restrictions on the police. Some states in America might. But, ugh.
I mean, you have Florida, man, and in Norway you have Ola Nordman. Or you could just call him Møkkamann.
Yeah, Tosti, your mic sounded fine when we've chatted before.
Joy.
But, Gregory says, rest in peace,
Good evening.
whistleblowers. G'day, Darcy.
Huh. Oh, they're dead.
So,
Wait,
also-
do we have a fourth member?
yes, Tosti's rocked up.
Hello.
Hello, Toasty. Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the zone.
Second. Yes, the zone of zones.
Yes. So,
So, what are we talking about?
uh,
Oh,
int-
right. I remember seeing this.
yeah, online anonymity and how we like it. And in fact, we should have more of it. And more real life anonymity.
You'll have no privacy and you'll be happy.
Oh, I see you've met the Australian government.
Yes, I have. It was the worst meeting of my life. And I didn't even talk to them.
Wow.
Uh,
Ugh.
All right, student is here. Of course he does.
yeah. But yeah, I really don't get how they think that the anonymity on social media has anything whatsoever to do with the assassination. Troll comments and attacks
it's a
on
good excuse.
politicians
Or-
are... yes, that's it.
Well, it's a good bad excuse to be specific.
Yes. It's their favourite one.
Yes,
It's
everything else in that fucking country.
It's always terrorism or think of the children.
Yes.
Well, now it's also public
fear
health.
porn.
It's always fear porn. It's
Yeah.
just the, like, what was it, back in the 80s and 90s, it was the Satanists are coming for your children.
In the 80s and 90s, there was also rock music is coming for your children, turning them into Satanists. That is coming for your children.
Then it was in 2000. It was like video games were coming on your children, coming for your children.
And then Gamergate.
And nowadays,
Evil
Yeah.
is right. It's right. It's the alt-right.
yes, the neo-Nazi white supremacist alt-right that has a suspicious number of brown people.
Yeah.
I mean, white supremacy has become so very inclusive lately.
Yeah, it has. Man,
It's-
this inclusivity thing is killing even Nazism. I can't believe it.
But it will make us stronger. Diversity is our strength. Turns out, though, for white supremacy, it actually is.
Apparently.
It actually is true for them. Oh Lord. You know, I have a little bit of a shitty connection here because I'm currently in Ålesund and the internet connection here is absolute dog shit.
Ah. Oh well, we'll live
So
through it.
I might drop in and out a few times. Sorry.
Okay.
Billy Blog says it's an excuse. She wants to try and anchor power like the CCP. I can't believe the Tories are trying this bullshit. Yep.
What a surprise.
Yeah. No politicians ever let a good tragedy go to waste.
That's true.
Any
They never really
excuse.
fucking have.
Then it depends if they give their thoughts and prayers before or after taking advantage of it, though.
Before, after, and during.
Yes. I can see your mother is being stabbed, and I want you to know I'm really sorry about it. Okay, there she fell down. I'm really sorry about that. It looked like it hurt. My thoughts and prayers are with her, and she's dead. My thoughts and prayers are with her in heaven.
Or Islamist heaven, or whatever the hell they call it. Ungala Gangala Gangala or something.
Let's have a look. Holy shit, what the fuck is wrong with people?
What?
Oh, right. I remember I saw
The
this one too.
petition on the UK
Oh
Parliament
my
website. Make verified ID a requirement for opening a social media account. 696,985 signatures.
I mean,
You're
it's
kidding me, right?
Nope, it's real for the UK government and Parliament. I mean, I'm in that seat that, yeah, it's a good idea if everything was perfect, just like communism, but it's not. It doesn't work. It's gonna fuck up and it's gonna be bad because it's too easy to take advantage of,
Well,
and
let's see.
therefore
It
it
just
is a
goes
bad
against
idea.
human nature.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, let's see what the government previously said about it. The government recognises concerns linked to anonymity online. Yeah, no shit. Which can sometimes be exploited by bad actors seeking to engage in harmful activity. Oh, wow. Not the bad actors.
Oh no.
Oh,
Not that
no,
lol you
whatever,
suck
shall we?
online.
Yeah.
do?
However, restricting all users' right to anonymity by introducing compulsory user verification for social media could disproportionately impact users who rely on anonymity to protect their identity. These users include young people exploring their gender or sexual identity, fuck off mermaids, whistleblowers, journalist sources, and victims of abuse. Yeah, no shit.
Being anonymous is hard when you're not anonymous. The UK government. Thanks. Very enlightening.
That
Jesus
wow.
Christ.
See, who knew?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's also completely fucking ineffective. Like the guys in chat are saying.
Yeah. In
Oh,
other news, water is
VPN!
wet.
Look at me signing up to Facebook from Brazil.
I am
Wonderful.
I am Brazilian English. Brasinglish. I don't know what you're talking about. I go to Brazil every time I need to log
Yep.
in, just so you know.
But the only way this could work is if Facebook required everybody's account to be verified. Which they won't, because they're not fucking idiots. Which means
Yeah.
that requiring
Is
anything
it-
like this is
Isn't
completely
it
pointless.
called Meta? Aren't they called Meta now?
Not yet, as far as I know.
Oh,
The higher company is, but apparently they're getting sued because that trademark's already taken.
Yes, I know. It's hilarious.
But yeah,
nice.
Facebook won't require everyone to verify their identity because they're not stupid enough to kill themselves that way. Which means it's completely pointless. So what if the UK government requires everyone who signs up from the UK to be identified? VPN, Brazil.
I mean, Facebook isn't that... Okay, I mean, Facebook is stupid, but it's not stupid in that way.
Yes.
And it's not that stupid. That's kind of incredible. I hope they just bring it up and say, like, lol, get fucked, and then they just stop talking about it. That would be beautiful.
Yeah. And besides, it's not like they can't track down most people's identity online anyway. And
Yeah, they're already doing it.
the only people they can't just track down from Facebook and the like anyway are the ones who would get around this legislation in 5 fucking seconds.
Yeah, because they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The brain.
Discordia says, I
And
brought
money,
this
of
up the
course.
other day with Carl. If it's required for UK citizens, then social media will have to make it across the board, which they won't do. So they will block the UK, or at least threaten to, like they did when other countries threatened this shit. Exactly. But I'm pretty sure it takes all of 5 seconds for Facebook to identify most people. Same for Twitter.
You're roboting a bit for me. Sorry. What
I
did you
think
say?
that's you. Crap. I'm pretty sure that Facebook and Twitter could positively identify someone to law enforcement within seconds for most people. And for anyone they can't do that for,
Oh yeah.
anyone that they can't just straight up identify anyway, is going to be able to get around a stupid rule like this in 5 seconds.
Yeah, it seems very likely.
Captain Main says,
What would happen to the rest of the countries if this actually went through? I'm sorry for interrupting. What would happen if this actually came through in England? Would it just branch out through the rest of the world, or?
no, it probably wouldn't. Because,
Also, Captain Main,
Poland
mad
would
respect.
start hitting back.
yeah.
No, Captain Mame is watching an hour behind, and he says he outgrew his gender dysphoria when he was 5 and saw Linda Carter as Wonder Woman for the first time. OMG legs.
Nice.
Nice. Biosape says, average UK citizen needs to go to jail for calling Becky fat. Taliban, this is fine. Yep, that's Twitter's standard. And Discordia says, which is why they would have to make it across the board to comply and require everyone to do it, or it's useless the second someone turned on a VPN. Yes.
You got a VPN license?
Got a license for that VPN.
Cinevisually says the UK would be banned for a few weeks from the internet, then they'd cave. It wouldn't even be banned for that long.
Burned the stuff. Yeah, they burned the place down if they didn't get internet.
The Australian government caved in under 24 hours when Facebook's just turned around and went, fine, fuck you, we're just blocking Australia.
Yeah.
Best part is I didn't even notice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sure they'd try to.
VPNs.
Yeah, I'm sure they would try to.
Yeah. VPNs are now illegal for the greatness of the China. I mean the UK party, because we.
Well, if China can't fucking stop people, how does the UK think they're going to?
They don't think, they believe. And they have diversity, and diversity is their strength. Not good strength.
Och tro kan ju göra i kyrka.
Yeah, exakt.
Interestingly, I don't think the YouTube stats are working properly today, so that's fine. But that's also not relevant. Oh god, what's this? Oh god. Prime Knight is dropping black pills again.
What happened now?
We'll get to that in a
Oh no.
second.
Yay, the suspense of feeling, oh, I hate this.
Yeah.
Kinda happy that I can't see it.
Yeah, so we'll just just briefly touching on how Twitter pylons will be a criminal offence in the new online safety bill. Yes, if a 1,000 people decide you're a fucking idiot, everyone
criminals,
after the
all of them.
first one, yeah, they're all criminals except the first guy.
What?
Oh, right, I remember that. I remember that, Gregory Freeze. That was hilarious. I love that.
Yep, the government caved in less than 24 fucking hours. It was glorious.
So strong and resolute.
Yeah.
I mean, Australia would have a bigger chance if they just went to a glory hole and started sucking in what we're good for.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd do
please.
them more.
The dumb fucking politicians in Australia couldn't organise a route in a brothel with a fistful of hundreds.
True.
I mean, what would happen if you became Prime Minister of Australia?
Well, it would be interesting.
Yeah. It would be.
Sadly, Prime Ministers don't have, at least the Australian Prime Minister doesn't have as much executive power as, say, Sleepy Joe does, but it would definitely be interesting. Because, God, I would love to... No, I need to become dictator of Australia.
Yes.
Step 1, throw out all this
Start off
COVID
as
bullshit.
Prime Minister.
Well, apparently you start off as Premier of Victoria, and then you turn Victoria into North Korea 2.0.
I mean, that works too.
Student history says 5 minutes of totalitarian rule and then years of liberty-based society. Yeah, probably.
But yeah, that's interesting. They're gonna wait. This is an archive. Is the actual article down or something, or do you just not want to give them a click? Both fair points.
I'm pretty sure that the Times has a paywall, so I would
Okay.
have archived it so I could read the article and post it in Discord, and then I just click that link.
Yes, Ape. That is exactly what you should do.
Yep, I'm
Your
innocent,
Honor, I
Your
was
Honor. I was the
first.
first one to call her a bitch.
I mean, I'm
Oh,
all
Lord.
for. I mean, I'm all for looking out for people's psychological well-being too. Like, but like doing this is like, this is dumb. This is pathetic.
That won't stop them.
That's true.
They're probably sitting in their office being like, "We can go dumber."
Maybe we're just not being dumbasses hard enough.
Yes.
The lefty solution.
Yeah.
Maybe
Let's
we're not being
open.
authoritarian enough.
Okay, we'll just bring up this meme while I go quickly to the bathroom. Some of y'all excited about Meta never watched Wall-E, and it shows.
Oh my God. I love it.
Could you post it in live chat?
And he has left the building, or well, the room.
I can get it on live chat for you, Trim.
Thank you. Wait, live shows I'm in. God damn it. Oh, tired. Brain. Non-existent.
Alright. Let me clip that real quick.
SJW, fifth wave feminist,
That's
trisexual,
not it.
intercross diagonal section.
Interdimensional
Oh.
cross-section is my
Oh, shit.
sexuality.
The
Oh,
one I
yeah,
just
that's,
popped up was in memes.
Oh boy.
Yep.
So 1984 was not supposed to be a how-to manual, and Wall-E wasn't supposed to be a how-to movie.
Yes.
Nope. But it became that way.
Yeah, it did.
The fuck is wrong with leftists?
I don't know.
Everything.
Oh, guys, I figured it out. So, you know when I say video games causes violence and stuff like that? It does. But only for leftists, because they're dumb enough to actually think it. They're actually dumb. They believe
shit.
that all made up stuff can be real, or is real, and therefore they're so easily influenced. That must be it.
When make-believe becomes make-real.
Yes. Wait a minute. Who are you?
uh,
I'm currently line-arting a monkey as well.
Nice.
nice. Right. So we've got some serious black pills in news to look at, so might skip having a look at the Lotus Eaters stuff and get straight into those because they're fucking appalling.
Of course they are.
How much of them is about pedophiles?
Oh well,
How
that's
many are
literally
about killing
that.
animals?
Well, none of them are good news. None of them are about killing animals. Bad news. All of them are about pedophiles.
What?
Aren't they right? Of course they're about pedophiles.
Okay. Okay, can I read this, Pesek?
Yes.
Loudoun County.
I miss the days when the pedo joke was the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Now it's like wherever you go and it's a leftist organization, it's just pedos everywhere.
Yeah. Anyway, Trim, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You're not. Loudoun County rapist mother. It was an accident, and a real victim wouldn't sit there and take it.
What?
Yeah, that's apparently what the boy in a skirt's mother said.
The victim
Man.
doesn't just sit there and take it.
Yeah. What happened to the last 60 years of feminists saying that they can? Turns out that 60 years of feminism gets thrown out the window.
I mean, all she did was take a rape case and prove that it happened.
Right.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So, the mother of the teenage boy, both of whom remain unnamed by the media, defended her son, not just from the claims that he identifies as transgender, but also from the rape accusation itself. Okay, hold on. How does that work, or even help? So, if she says that he's not transgender, like, I think that's just poorly written.
Yeah, I think so too.
She defended her son, not just from the claims that the way it seems to read is that he doesn't identify as transgender. How does that make it better?
Your Honor, my son that didn't rape this woman is also, or rape this girl, is also not transgender, I swear.
Yes.
Got him.
My not transgender son, who was wearing a skirt and was in the women's bathrooms raping someone. I mean, sorry, not raping someone.
Enriching someone.
I'm with you, Dave.
Someone.
Think first, sounds good.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Wait, it gets worse.
Of course it does.
No!
He depicted the rape as an accident, telling his mother he didn't mean to insert himself in her anus and was surprised when it caused her pain, the report said. It was
I fell, and my dick was out.
I'm
because I
sorry,
think
but
girls
when in
disgusting.
when in history of men wanting anal has I missed and accidentally stuck it in your ass ever worked?
And I continued, probably.
Yes. He said he was
mean-
intending for vaginal and it ended up for 10 seconds as anal. How do you accidentally shove your dick in someone's ass?
I mean, you can if you're really, really drunk and really, really fucking high at the same time.
Yeah, but that's many of its own problems. But so he accidentally raped her.
So he wasn't okay. So he's not transgender from this article, from what I can tell, from how they write it.
From the way they're writing it. Yeah, from the way they're writing it, he's not transgender. That
and he was
does
in
not
the girls'
help
locker
him.
room having sex with a girl and accidentally did anal. And why was he charged with sexual battery, by the way? I think I saw too.
So, yeah, it would have been sodomy as well. Well, we will look into it some more. So, found guilty in juvenile court on 2 counts of rape. 2 counts of rape.
Okay,
so
he's guilty. Confirmed guilty.
I'm not guilty of raping her in the ass, Your Honor. I only meant to rape her the regular way.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
It's okay then.
Hey Trim. But wait, it gets worse.
Oh no.
Oh great, wonderful.
This is what the mother had to say. If I was in a position where I was about to be raped, I would be screaming, kicking, everything, the mother said. You're 15, you can reasonably defend yourself, and you're not just going to sit there and take it. And so, because there wasn't a presence of a fight, he felt it was okay to keep going.
Okay, can I just say this first? If I ever saw a shooter coming into my school, I would charge him, and I would disarm him, and I would punch him, because that's what my manly way is. It's not like I would... Like, she's literally speaking like that 15-year-old that thinks like, oh, if something ever happened, I would rush in and beat the shit out of the assaulter or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we wish, but that's not how it works. That's literally not how it works. I'm sorry, but you're a dumb bitch.
Yes.
It's just gonna be a bunch of crying and pleading.
Yeah. But, I think I might I might just hand this entire argument over to the feminists and let them have this one.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Just because she didn't stab him, doesn't mean that she didn't want it. Like, fuck me sideways. Welcome to the modern world where the left is so fucked up, the feminists are the sane ones.
Incredibly enough, yeah.
I remember the good old days when feminists were just a bunch of crazy fringe lunatics, and I was like, I'm never gonna fucking be on their side in any way.
Man, I miss
Now
those
fast
days.
I wonder how
20,
many of the
21 is like,
TERFs. I wonder how many of the TERFs are getting a bit more based like.
Well,
No,
I reckon a lot of them are. A lot of them are getting pushed right by the left. Because they kick them out of the super exclusive leftist club.
No, but I don't mean the Overton window shifting around them, but I also mean like some of their positions.
No. That's what I'm saying, or what I'm trying to say anyway.
Maybe there is something of a point to like men and women being different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marijuana.
dare you be so sexist?
that all men and women created in the, the thing.
Won't Biden just get randomly angry again mid-speech?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or does that creepy fucking
20
whisper thing?
days.
Zero
Great.
times. 0 times. They don't pay any taxes.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
You're close enough to whisper.
Don't tell
then
your
you're close
dad
enough
what I
smack
did
my
to you
head.
under the table.
Moving away from Biden being a sick
That's the kind of
pedophile,
whisper.
let's go back to rape apologia. So, the article says the mother's defense of the boy, who she maintains is not transgender or gender fluid, is instructive, not just as a closing salvo to a culture war that's designed to find a bellwether election of the year, but also as a masterclass in rape apologia. Yes. Yep. So, as I've written, the sexual history of the victim has nothing to do with the encounter in question. Agreed. Agree with the feminists there. That's what they've been saying for decades, and agreed. Which was backed by a rape kit, presumably demonstrating forensic evidence of force, and was ordered in a criminal court to be outright rape beyond a reasonable doubt. Twice! Decades of scientific research into the human body's response to violent threats backs the reality that countless victims of assaults freeze instead of screaming and kicking, as for suggesting that the onus is on a minor well below the age of consent to defend herself rather than on her attacker not to rape her. This is rule number 1 in the Rape Apologist Handbook. Blame the victim. How the fuck do we has the world shifted so far that we're the ones sitting here going, teach boys not to rape? Teach mothers not to encourage their boys to rape? Like, fuck me dead.
Apparently.
Teach boys in skirts not to rape.
No, apparently we need to teach the boys who have leftist mothers not to rape.
Apparently. Teach the mothers to teach the boys to not rape, I guess.
Well, I guess that does explain why the feminists have constantly been shrieking, teach men not to rape, teach men not to rape. Because they hang out with leftist men who are a bunch of fucking rapists.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all
Just
know
like
the male
that cartoon where you see different predators. Some kind of, it's sort of like a cartoon with a parody of National Geographics, where a predator usually hides, camouflage himself as this prey. Then you see this fat male feminist.
Yep.
He's going out tonight.
Okay. But wait, it gets worse.
Of
Oh,
course.
right.
Thanks, Besek. Very cool.
It's worse.
The rapist lived a troubled life, as his mother admitted.
Oh.
His father lives with another woman in another
Really?
state. Yeah, no. In 5th grade, he sent photos of himself naked to another girl. He was clearly a walking red flag for years and needs therapy before anyone else gets hurt. His mother, however, must share some blame, but she apparently stood by and did nothing until he sexually assaulted 2 girls. Right, that's why it's 2 rape charges. He raped 2 girls.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Given that
How
even
old
now
was this
she
guy
tries to
again?
absorb... It doesn't say, but I'm assuming somewhere between 15 and 17.99. Because they haven't... possibly even below 16, because they haven't released the name.
Jesus.
Dave says, that's something we have to teach men now? Huh? That's where the left has got us now? Never trust a male feminist. Was just about to say exactly that. Yep. Leftists have made what they
Fuck
feel.
this planet.
If this shit doesn't start pushing feminists to the right.
I'm gonna welcome those chicks. You know, welcome feminists, welcome to the fucking rightist side. I mean, it's just like with Tulsi Gabbard, the great oracle of the left, is like, hey, you know, Tulsi Gabbard, you're kind of a rightist now. That was my chunk.
She's still a Democrat.
That's my best chunk.
And all Democrats...
Yeah, she is.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course she's a right winger.
Look,
Okay. No left winger, whatever, oppose any progressive policy. Okay. Yeah. People will be like, oh, but what about Manchin? No, okay, no, he's not a left winger. And you can check all our sources for that in Geo6. Geo6.
I said fuck. That's how you know I'm in deep.
oh dear.
She hasn't anyone deep in her in a while, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Base
she's
says.
in deep,
Yeah, Base says prediction for 2030: feminists become right-wing extremists.
Oh, beautiful.
I mean, TERFs are apparently already right-wing extremists.
I think they're gonna be right wing before 2025.
Yeah. Right. So, who wants to see a far worse story?
It gets worse.
Apparently.
Oh wait.
Yeah, it does. Crank up the wood chippers, boys.
Oh great.
No, not wood shippers.
Fucking bring it.
This is your bride. Please don't beat her.
What?
Heartbreaking moment. Afghan father pleads with 55-year-old man as he is forced to sell his daughter, aged 9, to him so he can buy food.
What?
This is from the Daily Mail.
Of course it is.
The Daily Mail thinks that this guy was forced to sell his daughter so he can buy food.
Guy sold his fucking daughter?
Yes.
Where
Pawana.
the hell is this? Saudi Arabia?
I'm sorry, but I hate to go full on. Oh yeah, dude. I'm a real man. I got a girl who's like really into me. She needs me. I hate to be that guy, but if you're a real man, you fucking starve. You don't sell your fucking daughter. Holy shit.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Oh,
of
God,
course,
give me a headache.
this is
Oh.
Afghanistan.
Oh, how surprising.
Pawana Malik, 9, is being sold to a 55-year-old man as a child bride by a destitute family who say they have no choice. I don't know. They could have
Oh,
killed the 55-year-old and ate him.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That is an
Money.
acceptable alternative.
Or they could have taken his money and eaten the corpse. That way they avoid any kind of, they eat the proof.
Yes. But,
Why sell your fucking kid?
yeah, like, it is morally, unequivocally morally better to kill him and eat him than to sell your daughter to him.
Oh, God. Sorry, guys. This is...
My
fucking head.
For a Blu-ray player with a ho 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 and a jingle jingle jingle.
Oh.
We live in a
Guys, I
fucking
think I gotta
South Park.
bounce soon. My head just fucking feels like I have a nail through it. That broke me.
Base tapes are out. He's gone. Later, man.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Bye, dude.
So,
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
her father Abdul has
Right.
pleaded with the buyer Korban to not hurt his child. Their
Hey,
family.
can I sell my child to you? Yeah. Will you hurt her? Question mark. Like, even if you need to say that, if you need to even ask that, like, hey, can you not hit my child? Then it's obviously a bad idea. If you're even going that
I'm
far.
sorry, but if you got to the point where you're like, okay, I'm going to sell my 9-year-old daughter to this guy. Oh, but will he hit her? No.
9-year-old.
120
Oh.
days. Need time.
Jesus. Okay, no, just no. This is too much. This is just too
Fucking
much.
Daily Mail. Their family.
So this guy is selling his 9-year-old daughter to a 50-year-old fucking pedo, and then he just turns around and is like, "You won't hurt my daughter, right? I'm just fucking selling her to you as a sex slave." Oh, God, this is just getting too.
Yeah. So, wait until you hear how the fucking Daily Mail phrases the next bit. Their family are among scores of families who are being forced to sell their young daughters into marriage to survive.
Of course.
That's how they write it. That is how they write it.
That is how they write it.
I need a bigger wood chipper.
Yeah.
I
You
I mean, I
need
could have
a more
turned the
rusty
planet
wood
into a
chipper.
chipper at this point.
I'm
make
not
one
sure
of
what
those,
I can
floor
say to
crushers.
this that isn't actually a crime in several countries.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm sorry for being a whiny right now, but this tripped my headache off.
Scores of families who are being forced to sell their young daughters into marriage to survive. Scores are being forced to sell their daughters. Have you cunts considered getting a fucking job?
Or get out of a country that quote unquote forces you to sell your kid. I mean, you're already
Well, it's
pretty
not even the
fucked in the head
fucking
when you
country.
accept selling your kid.
These absolute fucking losers.
God. Damn
Absolute
those
fucking scum are going, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, here's a 9-year-old child. I'll just sell it to a 55-year-old. How about you starve to death?
In both situations, please.
Oh, even better. CNN was there.
Oh my.
What?
Oh.
We'll get to that.
Oh
It
God.
gets worse.
Fucking damn it.
So,
exactly.
right.
Oh, how can it get worse? It shouldn't be physically fucking possible.
Right, let's read the
man.
fucking article. An Afghan father who has been forced to sell his 9-year-old daughter to a 55-year-old man as a child bride so he can buy food has pleaded for his child's new husband not to beat her. Pawana Malik, 9, is being sold by her parents to a stranger who the youngster describes as an old man due to his white beard and eyebrows.
Okay.
Yeah. On the day Pawana was to be taken away by a 55-year-old buyer, Korban, her weeping father, Abdul Malik, pleaded for him not hurt his child, reports CNN. Abdul, who is broken with guilt, broke down in tears as he told Korban, "This is your bride, please take care of her. You're responsible now, please don't beat her."
That's it.
There are many people who deserve... Anyway, moving on from that sentence, because I'm reasonably...
Some who die deserve life. Can you give it to them, Frodo?
Right.
Oh.
So,
Yes.
Pawana's family said they had no choice and are among scores of destitute families who are being forced to sell their young daughters into marriage to survive as Afghanistan plunges further into a humanitarian crisis. Right, so this is Biden's fault.
Obviously.
One girl, aged 10, spends her days crying as she waits for the day she is sold to a 70-year-old man to help her family pay off their debts. Another 9-member family is preparing to sell their 4-year-old and 9-year-old daughters to have enough money for food. Well, maybe you shouldn't have fucked so much.
But in the name of Allah, we must.
Yeah, I mean, that's just their insurance.
Yeah,
policy, dude.
look at this. CNN witnesses desperate Afghan parents selling daughters. CNN are there and profiteering off this shit with these fucking scum and their crocodile tears as they fucking sell their kids.
I mean, there are several fucking limits to what I want to call a human being, and if you're actually selling your own kids,
We're back
you're
with our world
losing
being
the
down
right
in
to be called
distress.
human.
Let's see
I'm
if we
sorry,
can
but-
get. Let's see if we can get the clip. Here we fucking go, boys. Oh, look.
Your bride, please take care of her, says Pawana's father.
I'm kind of
Of
happy that
course
I
I will
can't
take
see
care
the
of her,
screen right now.
replies the man.
You should
Shit
be.
internet and all that.
His large hand
No, I don't
grabbed the
wanna.
small frame.
I don't fucking want.
Pawana tries to pull away. As he carries her
Thanks, CNN. You're doing good work. You're not helping anyone, and you're garbage and all the other things, but yeah. I don't know. You suck, CNN. Fuck you.
Burn them down to the ground, ashes, and then you take the ashes, and then you compress them, and then you burn it again, and take those ashes, and you compress them again, and burn the third time, just to purify it, and it
Right.
launches into fucking sun.
I'm going to make an executive decision. We will be back after a short 30-second break.
Wait, can I first just say this?
Yes.
Wait, fuck. Can I sue CNN for driving me to become an alcoholic?
Yeah, sure,
Yes.
why not? We are going to
Yeah,
take
you
a
have
quick
money at
break
least.
while I get a drink before I say some very, very politically incorrect things. We will be back very shortly, chaps.
Do it.
Right, we're back. We have said very, very politically
Hello.
incorrect things, and we are slightly less stabby. But wait,
Speak for
folks,
yourself.
it gets fucking worse.
Fuck
You-
you!
You think
Fuck
this
you,
has been a
everybody.
black pill so fucking far? It gets fucking worse. Because this isn't the first fucking kid that they sold.
Oh.
Abdul was forced to sell Pawana's 12-year-old sister months ago to help his family survive.
Oh, do I want you to post pictures in live shows, or do I not want to see it?
Don't want to see what?
I can't see the YouTube stream because my internet will crash if I actually open
right.
up the YouTube stream.
You don't need to see this.
Thank God.
Dave, I'm not going to repeat your comment, but agreed.
Second, can you DM that one to me? I just want to see what he wrote.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Wait, which comment?
Dave.
Where?
In the... Oh, I'll do it.
Oh.
I'll post
Yeah.
it in live shows.
Oh, wait. Did you delete it?
No. But it might have got caught in the spam filter.
It didn't pop up for me.
Are you in live chat or top comments? Top chat. Yeah, it's not in top chat.
Oh,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
yeah, Dave. Yes, Dave.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know that
Yes,
was a thing,
Dave.
actually.
So, let's read some more
Just
of this
carry out those who are
fucking
innocent.
ludicrousy. Which is what? Basically everyone, the people under 12.
Basically.
So, let's see how CNN is now culpable in the child sex trade.
I can't
Parwana,
fucking believe this.
Parwana, the 9-year-old who is being sold as CNN watchers.
Wait. Oh, no. Oh, no, my mind didn't process that for some reason. That meant... I thought that was CNN, like, fucking interviewing someone who, like...
No,
not
CNN
that they
was
actually, like,
there
observed the fucking
filming it
sex trade.
and interviewing the fucking 9-year-old.
Like they're interviewing the fucking kid?
Yes, Parwana, her small face
No.
peeping out from a pale pink hijab, told CNN, "My father has sold me because we don't have bread, rice, or flour. He has sold me to an old man."
I mean, it sucks that they don't have bread, right? I mean, we're all alt-dadists here, but
Do you remember?
also as alt-dadists, you don't sell your own fucking kid.
Who remembers Jack and the Beanstalk and how the giant was going to bake his fucking bread? Her father, Abdul, said he is broken with guilt at the sale of his daughter and is unable to sleep at night. I'm sure he sleeps just fucking fine after he sold his second fucking daughter.
How the hell can it be morally? How the hell can it be be more morally bankrupt than the people in fucking Stalingrad?
Literally.
At least they ate their people. At least they ate them. They didn't sell them to fucking pedo.
Student of History says the dad's position is to have you and your fellow dads strap up and fix a few issues. Yes, how about every father of a child nut up and go to war with the Taliban? Right, so
They're coming for your children.
this piece of shit told the news outlet, you know, CNN, who were there watching the whole fucking thing and interviewing him, that he had searched unsuccessfully for work and borrowed money from relatives, with his wife even begging other camp residents for food, but nothing worked. Abdul, who felt he had no choice but to sell Pawan to help his family survive, said, "We are 8 family members. I have to sell to keep other family members alive." Grim,
Yeah, I can't.
tell them to turn the boat around. We're going on a trip.
Oh, mutiny. That'd be
Okay.
so easy right now.
Is 11:20 a.m. too early for vodka?
After this, no,
Oh, not today.
not today.
I have to be on the ship, and I have to be I'm not allowed to drink for another 10 days.
Yes. Also, I remind you that they're 8 family members because he sold 2. He said that while she's being sold for £1,600 in the form of cash, sheep, and land, it will only sustain his family for a few months before they must find another way to help to raise funds to survive.
You gotta
Poor
be kidding
him.
me. They're gonna do it again. They're gonna fucking do it again.
Yep. They've got another 6 kids to sell. And then he'll probably sell his fucking wife too, piece of shit.
And let me guess, then he'll try and immigrate.
Yep, probably. Right.
It's
Pawana.
people like this who will welcome in immigration.
So,
It is
let's see
people like
more.
this.
Let's see more of what the kid had to say to CNN.
Oh god, no, not again.
Pawana hoped she would be able to change her parents' minds as she didn't want to leave her family or her education and she wanted to be a teacher when she grew up. But her buyer, Corbin, who only has one name, arrived at the family's home with the payment last week. Pawana, her small frame covered in a black head covering and a floral garland around her neck, hid her face from her family and new husband, who she fears will beat her and force her to work. So, the crocodile, crying for the fucking camera, told the piece of shit, "This is your bride, please take care of her, you are responsible for her now, please don't beat her." He agreed before he grabbed her by the arm and dragged her out the door while her father watched and did nothing. As they reached the door, the kid struggled and dug her feet into the ground, but her efforts were futile and she was led away to a car and to her new home as CNN stood and fucking watched.
Second, do you have anything about what's the deepest and worst part of hell right now?
I mean, there's not really much, like, canonical detail if you want to go by Dante's Inferno, which isn't canonical, but
A fucking good read.
I mean, I know that Judas is literally being chewed on by the middle head of Satan, but I think Judas can like he can have like a week off, you know? He can have like a week off because there's a few other
but
people
yes,
that deserve that.
according to Dante, the ninth circle is treachery.
That is fucking treachery.
Which circle do you
Yeah.
get for selling your child?
Oh god fucking damn it.
Oh, but wait, Trim, guess fucking what? It gets worse.
It gets worse.
No!
CNN interviewed the buyer too.
Are you
No! Are you fucking kidding me?
I
You
wish
gotta
I was
Okay,
fucking kidding.
What's
Hold
the
on, hold on,
worst
hold
you
on.
can do?
Hold on, dailymail.co.uk. That's the website, right? That's a real website with real fucking news. This isn't just a fucking lie.
This is some Babylon Bee bullshit right here.
Right, so let's
I just
see
can't fucking...
what the buyer had to say. She was cheap, and her father was very poor and he needs money. She'll be working in my home. I won't beat her. I will treat her like a family member. I will be kind. She was cheap. She was fucking
That's
cheap.
the first thing he said. Literally the first thing he said. Cheap.
So this
God, you
is
know,
like
Dave has a point.
explicitly a child bride.
Yes,
right?
Discordia. They interviewed the fucking buyer.
This is specifically a child bride.
Oh, but wait. It does get fucking worse.
Oh no.
Abdul said he has no
No.
power over what happens to his daughter now and recalled the old man told me I'm paying for the girl. It's none of your business what I'm doing with her. That's my business. But that's not the part that gets worse. He said, as I can see, we don't have a future. Our future is destroyed. I will have to sell another daughter if my financial situation doesn't improve. Probably the 2-year-old.
Well,
Did he say that?
fuck.
Somebody call
Please
fucking
tell me
Miles.
you
We're
said
going...
probably. Please tell me you said probably that 2-year-old.
Nope, that's a direct quote.
Probably that 2-year-old?
He's not sure which of his kids he'll sell, but he thinks he'll probably sell the 2-year-old.
I need to mute myself. I'll be right back.
Another child being forced into marriage is Magul, a 10-year-old girl who is being sold to a 7-year-old man to help pay off her family debts for £1,600 fucking pounds.
Wait, what?
Yep, selling a 10-year-old to a 7-year-old. But don't worry, they interviewed that kid too. I really don't want him, Magul said as she wiped tears away. If they make me go, I will kill myself. I don't want to leave my parents, she told CNN, who did nothing to fucking protect her.
I mean, I'd agree with half of that fucking statement.
The first one actually seemed like a better solution. I don't advocate for this shit, but this is one of those few cases.
No, I'd agree with the girl that I would not want to, like, go with the buyer or whatever. But I certainly wouldn't be like, I don't want to leave my parents. No, fuck your parents.
Yeah. So.
Those aren't your parents. They don't deserve to be called
They
parents.
were nobody.
But
they sold you for drinking money.
But wait.
You're trash. But
it's even worse than I read it. Because she's being sold to pay off her family's debts of £1,600. The buyer, who has not been named by CNN, has taken the girl's father to a Taliban-run prison and threatened to send him to jail for not repaying the money. Ibrahim, who said he would pay the money within a month, has run out of time. I don't know what to do, he said. Even if I don't give him my daughters, he will take them. Why don't you fuck... God fucking damn it.
I think this is the angriest episode in the entirety of the fucking podcast.
But yes, I can think of several solutions if he tries to take your fucking daughter, but none of them are YouTube appropriate.
A lot of them involve sharp objects, actually.
Oh, yeah, let's get into the next one, because it still gets fucking worse.
No.
Another 9-member family in Gore province are selling their 4-year-old and 9-year-old daughters as their disabled father is unable to work. But don't worry, they interviewed him too. He had told CNN he'll sell the girls for £800 each.
£800. You sell your fucking children, your own flesh and blood, for 8,000 Norwegian kroner. That is not even a quarter of my fucking monthly pay. That is not even a quarter of what I earn
on a fucking welfare. That's about what I get a month in fucking welfare.
Oh my fucking god.
Yes, Discordia. These girls are the ones we should be bringing over as refugees.
Yes. These are the people. The rest should just be yeeted the fuck out because they're not people. These things are not people. I refuse to call them people. I fucking refuse. Oh shit, I am going to have to play some violent video games after this. Oh boy.
Yep.
They make literally the fucking orcs of Mordor sound like actual decent human beings. Holy fucking shit.
I don't have words anymore. I just have angry screeching noises.
Jävla förbannade horungar går ens ämnar det utbrukless.
Like,
sorry guys.
What was it? What, £800 a pop? Like, fuck me dead. let's go back to the English. Can we just send over the fucking UK army and pay these assholes the £800 to take their fucking kids to safety?
I mean, CNN could.
CNN
Yeah,
and
but
now.
they fucking won't. They'll interview them because that's a lot
Yep,
better
they'll
for
stand
them.
there and watch as a child is dragged away by the man who is going to rape her.
Oh, but it's consummating a marriage. It doesn't count as rape. I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna finish this joke.
But
Kill
seriously,
me. Fucking just end it.
I would support spending the 800 fucking pounds to give to the father so we could take the fucking kids.
I'd literally fucking adopt them if I could, actually. Nobody deserves this. No kid deserves this. The father could have fucking sold himself. He could have just sold himself instead.
Right. So, do you want to know how much that's worth in US dollars second?
How much?
1,079 US dollars.
To be honest, that is actually like better than I would expect. I honestly would have expected the price to be fucking lower, honestly.
Now, and what was the other one? Was it 1,600? Yeah, 1,600. So you can buy a child for between 1,000 and 2,000 US dollars.
A half month's pay.
Like, fuck it, Biden. You want to spend shitloads of money? How about we take your fucking $1 trillion spending bill and buy these children from their families?
Oh no, we gotta do the COVID, the Kung flu. I mean, that's racist. Racial jungle.
I can't fucking go through this. I'm just fucking dead inside right now.
I'm going to go have an anger
It's a
piss.
racial jungle.
Yeah. My head is fucking me over right now, guys. Also, it's starting to get late. I gotta get up in like a few hours to work. It's not the best. This has been the worst fucking way to end the podcast for me, but I'm looking forward to Saturday because at least I know it can't, it shouldn't get physically worse. This is kind of a hint to not bring up shit like this in next week.
It's getting worse.
I might start hurting people.
Wait, we can like talk about like the Democrats getting fucking wrecked.
Oh God, yes. Actually, if we save that until next Saturday, then we'll have so much more salt to just mine out of it too.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'm sorry, Discordia. we have not been very white pilled this week for some reason.
Oh God. Fuck me sideways.
What the actual fuck? Yeah, Discordia sent me some white pills. Let's have a look at the white pills. Though, well, to be honest, Discordia has a really interesting definition of white pill. Where the fuck are they?
I can join on some of those, but I gotta go soon. I need to go to the nurse's office.
Okay.
But I want to hear one white pill before I fuck off because I don't want to end this.
Okay. It's a bit memey. An Insulate Britain roadblock has stopped a lorry carrying insulation.
What?
Yep. Those nutters who keep sitting on the roads being annoying. You know, the ones saying that they want to insulate Britain, while they blocked a lorry that was carrying insulation.
Jesus. Stupid motherfuckers.
Yep. Police have... Yep.
She sent me the tweet. Holy fucking shit, this is so fucking... Oh. You know, the irony is this is beautiful, especially if none of them are facing the fucking truck. Maybe 2 old people, but the rest are just facing the cameras like, oh, we are doing a good thing.
Yep.
Fucking rejects.
Well, 34 of the fuckers got arrested, so that's something at least.
Good. Arrest the rest of them too. And then throw away the fucking key. Reopen the Tower of London.
I don't think we need to spend money like that. I think we just need to change the law regarding traffic rules and unplanned road obstructions.
I mean, either that or we can just make an extra law that says that if dumbasses in a certain amount of dumbasses blocks a car in a road for long enough, you are legally allowed to just proceed.
Or better yet, if you're in the street and you get hit by a fucking car, maybe it's your fault.
Yeah, as with the proceeding part.
Yes. Now, I'm not...
Slowly, of course.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to damage the car.
Oh shit! Yeah, car damage is not. I mean, I'd be happy to have a bump on my car for that. This one's during that day, and that was during that day. Fucking make a fortune selling that one in the future.
Yep. Let's have a look at the other one. And again... Now, before I read the title, I just want to say that this is Discordia's idea of a white bill. Florida's second grader suspended 36 times for mask mandate violation.
Huh? Repeat that.
How's that a white what?
Florida's second grader suspended 36 times for mask mandate violation.
Disco? How the fuck is this a white pill?
I think it's because the girl is a fucking Chad.
That could be.
I
mean, she is a Scottish lady, so she's been through some shit.
Right, so she may have to repeat second grade after she was suspended more than 30 times for refusing to comply with the district's face mask mandate. The recalcitrant student in Palm Beach County was described by her mum, Bailey Lascelles, as a typical child who enjoys arts and crafts, drawing and making jewellery. But Lascelles told the paper her determined daughter changed her priorities a bit amid the pandemic. She said her daughter has been steadfast in her decision to do everything she can for every child going through these lawless mandates. The 7-year-old student has since been slapped with a total of 36 days of suspensions and multiple in-school disciplinary actions.
I mean, the fact that she just keeps on going, just... Yeah, that chick has a lot of cojones.
Yep.
She's got the balls.
Yep. That is the white pill part of it. That's what I'm going to view as the white pill part. This fucking girl. Well done. Applaud.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So,
Yeah.
Fiona's...
I'm sorry for interrupting, but I gotta do the skedaddling.
Righto, mate. Catch you later.
So, thank for today, guys. It's despite the horrible black pill, it's been fun talking to you at least. I'll
Yeah.
talk to you later, guys. Have
Later,
a
man.
good evening, and I hope it doesn't get any blacker than this. Bye.
Bye. Right, so, Fiona served her first punishment on August 31st when she was forced to eat lunch alone in an office hallway, according to the Free Press. First punishment on August 31st. Fucking hell. 36 days in 2 months. Unfortunately, the blows just seemed to not stop, as she was recently told after completing every assignment her teacher will provide that she is not only failing second grade, but that there is no way she could catch up, per her teacher. The girl said in a since removed YouTube video that she refused to wear a mask because it could make you sick. I mean, possibly. Sure as shit not protecting you, though. In July, Governor Ron DeSantis signed an executive order that made it optional to wear face masks in public schools. But in Palm Beach County, one of the most heavily Democratic strongholds in the Sunshine State, board member Alexandria Ayala has been a vocal proponent for mandatory masking, the Free Press said. DeSantis' press secretary Christina Pusher told Fox News in a statement that there is no scientific basis for forced masking of kids in schools, and the decision should always be up to the parents. While parents have a crucial role in kids' education, school board members, educators, and school staff should likewise be dedicated to helping students succeed. Anyone who denies a young child the right to go to school for non-compliance with an illegal mask mandate does not care about education and certainly does not care about kids. Ah, dear. Good on the kid, though.
It's fucking infuriating.
Fucking oath. Come on, Daddy DeSantis. You need to do something about this. Discord, you're saying adults should be ashamed of themselves when a little girl can stand up to it like this. Yes, they fucking well should. DeSantis should offer this kid. Should pull. Can we crowdfund to put this kid into private school?
That'd be great.
Student says if a child can figure it out and the adults are too busy being cowards, then yes, this is something worthy of shame and mockery. Yeah. Discordia says maybe that would be a white pill, and a student says I kicked 20 to that for sure. So yeah, we're saying oh yeah. Yeah, I can understand why Trim has a headache.
Yeah, if this is our white pill.
Jesus. These are the white pills? Oh my god. This is how bad the world is, that this is good news?
Of course, this is the good news. Okay. Right. No white straight male needs an AK-15. Oh, but what about the founding father? No, okay, no, they didn't mean that.
Student says people need to start locally funding the pod system for their local kids and make it separate from government and overseen by the parents directly. Abso-fracking-lutely.
Based.
Well, the public school system has certainly not proven itself to be of any fucking value. I don't think anything I learnt in school has been of any fucking use to me as an adult.
I learned about John Locke in school, and that was pretty based.
Yeah.
All right, my dude, I think I gotta bounce now. I need to take care of some shit.
Alrighty. No worries, man. Catch you next time.
Peace.
Alrighty. Well, that is second gone as well, folks. Ah, dear. Righty. Oh. Just having a quick look to see if there is anything interesting that's popped up in the last few seconds. Oh, we do have something interesting coming up. Excellent. So, according to according to Disclosed TV, just in, FBI raids Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe's home in New York over Biden daughter does diaries. Today's raid on journalist O'Keefe's home was conducted by both federal investigators and federal prosecutors in Manhattan. It was ordered by the U.S. Department of Justice. Ooh, boy. So the FBI reckon had something concrete enough to get warrants on. Yeah. Yes, so he must be getting far too close to something. But theoretically, they must have something to get a warrant. Let's see. Let's get the Rittenhouse and Virginia stuff up. Huh? The student. Ooh. Now we do have something interesting here. I don't know if I'd call this white pill, but the judge has dismissed a Rittenhouse juror over Blake's shooting remark. Right. Let's see. Yeah, fair point, student. They must have a reason. You've never dealt with the US government before, have you? No. I'd like to hope that they have something, but yeah. You're right, they might just be hunting for informants. So, the judge presiding over Kyle Rittenhouse's murder trial in the United States has dismissed a juror after a court security officer reported that the man told a joke about the police shooting of Jacob Blake. Blake, who is black because of course that's apparently irrelevant, was shot multiple times by a white police officer in Kenosha, Wisconsin last year and left partially paralyzed, saying off blah 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 blah. Alright, so the judge on Thursday called the jury into the courtroom. Yeah, prosecution has been an absolute disaster. So he called the juror into the courtroom to discuss what he said, but the juror said he did not want to repeat his comments. The judge said it was clear that the appearance of bias is present and it would seriously undermine the outcome of the case and that the juror would be dismissed. The juror responded it wasn't anything to do with the case, it wasn't anything to do with Carl, and the public needs to be confident this is a fair trial, Schroeder told the juror. Well, there you go. It's very interesting. It doesn't give any indication as to what kind of joke it was. Though I would take a guess and say that it was probably a base joke, but good on the judge. If it wasn't a base joke, good to get rid of him. If it was a base joke, yeah, I want to hear what the joke was too, Dave. But either way, it's good to see that the judge is not tolerating any crap whatsoever. Okay. So let's see what we've got here. Radio thing, of course. The prosecution told the jury that he committed murder and didn't act in self-defense when he shot and killed 2 people and injured a third. Well, that's clearly rubbish, isn't it? Oh, really, student? Joke was, why did Kenosha PD stop shooting the black guy? Because they ran out of bullets? I see why the judge yeeted him. Yeah, absolutely. We don't want any bias either way in the trial. Yeah. Yeah. Just trying to get some more of those articles. Yeah, fair call, even though it is a very funny joke. The last thing we need is the leftists having any extent. Here we go, bit of a white pill from Discordia. So, Alyssa Milano is asking, will you be vaccinating your 5 to 11 children? Well, obviously I'm going to click never, and my god, 91.9% of people from an avowed leftists audience never going to do it. Good stuff. I haven't heard any reports of any rioting in over the Kenosha kid. Yep, exactly right, Stuart. There must not be a reason to call it shenanigans. Otherwise, this kid's going to be stuck. Yeah, at least people do have a line. Something at least. Let's get up. Legislators articles for Virginia. Yeah, at this point, any kind of white pill will do, Discordia. I was not expecting that article to be that bad. My god. So let's have a look at the Virginia freakouts. Ah, yes. Leftists losing their minds. Malcolm Nance, sounds a lot like Malcolm Nance. Begging you, Virginia, turn out everyone you know today. If you lose this race, democracy will lose. Go vote. Make sure everyone who voted last year votes. Does that include the people who have died since then as well, Malcolm? And then there's Ducks Can Resist too, the absolute racist. WTF Democrats. Maybe a candidate isn't exciting enough. Maybe they're too white. Not white enough. Not progressive enough. Not moderate enough. Fucking don't care. If you don't show up to vote, we'll lose our democracy. What is it with these leftists and saying we will lose our democracy? Thanks. No sense whatsoever. Did you lose democracy after Trump got elected? No, of course not. "81 million votes last year. They still expect us to believe that." Yes, interesting, isn't it? Democracy equals rule by the people. Well, not to most countries these days, student. Certainly not Australia and New Zealand. Then again, I suppose tyranny by the majority is technically rule of the people. Yeah, we'll lose our democracy. Hey, there we go. Youngkin won with many people who didn't like Trump. McAuliffe tried to replicate the strategy that worked for Gavin Newsom in the CA recall, tying his opposition to Trump. It failed in Virginia. Youngkin won almost 1 in 5 voters who disapprove of Trump, exit poll shows. Well, they've tried to separate the demons. It turns out that still 20% of people who don't like Trump are willing to get in there. David Korn, verified loser checkmark. For many Virginia voters, it seems the imaginary CRT crisis was more important than the preventable deaths of 400,000 Americans, the 1-6 attack, and the GOP war on democracy. Ah, yes, 1-6, with how many people killed by the insurrectionists? None? Oh, yeah. Wajahat Ali. Republicans won by creating a fake bogeyman and telling suburban voters they were defeated. Dems didn't come out with a counter message, and there it is. Hats off to the depraved cynicism and villainy and race baiting. It worked in Virginia like we said it would. Fake bogeyman. Right. Despite all the people admitting to CRT being taught. It's not the messaging, folks. This country simply loves white supremacy, says Jamel Hill. Yeah, yes. Just like how a black woman was made lieutenant governor. Very white supremacist of them. And Fred Wellman, what a train wreck. We need to take a hard look at how we counter the insidious racist fear-mongering and messaging. Ignoring it isn't working. Insidious racist fear-mongering. Like CRT. The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch for accusing the Republicans of race baiting. Well put, student, well put. Walter Sherr. Youngkin won because he was convinced a lot of Virginians that their kids should never ever learn that their state was the last state in the union to desegregate. It would be one thing if he won because of some random policy issue, but he ran on straight up racism. What a disgrace. Pretty sure you can still teach desegregation. Not an American, but I'm pretty sure that the civil rights movement has a major part in kids' education. Because, you know, we like civil rights. But it is glorious seeing good old leftists freaking out. Let's have a look at the cope and seethe from the next episode there. From Tulsi Gabbard. Right. Yep, McAuliffe's loss is a victory for all Americans. Why? Because it was a resounding rejection of efforts to divide by race, the stripping parental rights, and arrogant deaf leaders. This benefits us all. Still a Democrat, but at least the closest thing the Democrats have to a decent human. Whiteness remains undefeated despite the black lieutenant governor being elected. Yeah, Dave, it turns out that black women are white supremacists now. So let's have a look at some of these tweets. So House Republicans, parents know that critical race theory is not history, it's an ideological agenda meant to divide us. Critical race theory, top fact for 25% of Virginia voters, or 72% called it important. Fox analysis. Oh, the lieutenant governor is a Jamaican immigrant who came here as a child, worked her way through the US Embassy, and loves the country. Of course the lady is based. I like her already. Living the American dream. And, of course, you can't go anywhere on this tweet without scrolling into leftist screaming. It's not taught in K-12 schools. Most parents who oppose it can't define what it is. If it's not being taught in schools, why the opposition to banning it from being taught in schools? Like, come on, guys. At least come up with a better lie. Then, of course, there's McAuliffe with his everybody clapped moment after he said his parents shouldn't be involved in classroom. After weeks of criticism from parents and Republican lawmakers, Democrat Virginia gubernatorial candidate Terry McAuliffe claims his comment during a gubernatorial debate that parents shouldn't tell schools what to teach their children was met with applause. Yes, I'm sure there were insane leftists in the audience who hate children and parents. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. He defended the comment Sunday, saying everybody clapped when I said it. Utterly insane. Utterly fucking insane. Oh yeah, the New Jersey guy who won on his $150 budget. Yeah, that's pretty damn cool. Do we have it in here? Okay. So, Cenk Uygur, the crazy man. Tulsi Gabbard is obvious right-winger now. And so is anyone who's still a fanboy of hers. Turncoats like this who are clearly doing it for the money and attention are truly sickening. Critical race theory isn't taught in any school in Virginia, you fucking obvious liar. Holy crap. That's awfully racist of you, Cenk. Here we go. An interesting tweet reply from Voice of Reason. Saying CRT isn't being taught has been a losing strategy. Maybe find out what is being taught that is labelled CRT and figure out why parents hate it. Or you can keep losing. And then, of course, typical leftist trash in response. And Bill Maher's being special, of course. In history, how dare Chunky accuse anyone of working for money after the big money infusion he got a while back? Yeah. And, of course, we have the possibly staged base pilot. We've Yeah, good point, Gregory. It's interesting how the NPCs had an update and switched from CRT isn't racist to CRT isn't being taught. Yeah, very interesting. It's honestly a worse position as well. If CRT isn't being taught in schools, what's the objection to banning it? And like, guys, come on. If it's not there, if it doesn't exist, why not ban it? Yeah, possibly staged, but good message. Salt mining from midterms. Yeah, Dave, it's going to be glorious. I hope we do see that beautiful, beautiful red wave that we hope's coming. If you want to travel, you have to wear a mask, the crazy, and be vaccinated, the crazy lady says. Kind of, Discordia, kind of hope it is, because otherwise people now think it's okay to demand to see people's vaccine cards. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Student, this is a crazy lady demanding to see someone's vaccine card because they're sitting next to him on a flight and the guy is allegedly not wearing a mask. Flight attendant's not taking any of her crap. You're putting my life in danger, the crazy lady says. Yep, she also... But Discordia, she's got asthma, so she can't wear a mask. Yeah, because she's exempt. Yeah. But she's vaccinated, so she's protected and can't spread the virus. So sitting next to an unvaccinated person's a problem because... Who knows? There'll be no discrimination on my aircraft, says the pilot. Yeah, and everybody claps. Yeah, good message, even... No discrimination, leave people alone. It wouldn't surprise me, though, that people were randomly demanding to see people's vaccine cards. But if it is staged, they got the perfect Karen, though. Couldn't get any better of a woman to play a Karen if you tried. A very good Karen she was. Good question, Bus. I don't think she did ask if he was exempt. I think she just went straight to asking to see his vaccination card. Or at least that's the story I'm interpreting. He's not wearing a mask. Want to see his vaccination card. Oh my god. If it's staged, she needs a job as Karen in every movie. Yeah. I am interested to see if this gets confirmed at some stage in the future. That would be nice. Yeah, everyone in the comments seems to agree that it's probably staged too. You're shitting me, Gregory. Gregory says, a notice on the SA Gov app there is a check someone else's digital license button. Bloody hell, we really are getting into the frigging... Ah, crap. The social credit system. You can verify someone else's digital license. Wow. I tell you what, we can discuss my vaccination status after you provide me with the details of your last SCD test and your latest smear/prostate exam. Yeah, that sounds like an excellent start. Oh, you mean we're not sharing medical history? Exactly. And even if they do turn around and tell you the information, you still then you get to tell them to get fucked afterwards anyway. Yeah, funny that it's inappropriate to ask. Bloody hell, let's have a look at this. Check another person's digital license. Oh, fantastic. What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. How to build a social credit system in 4 easy steps. I think I'll pass and just carry a physical one. Thanks, guys. Well, welcome to the nanny state of Australia, where this shit is trying to be made normal. Good response, student. Won't be downloading shit, taking shit, or being asked for shit. Fuck them all. Absolutely. Alright, guys. Since Trim and Second have both abandoned me, and I have run out of white pills, and dear God, I don't just want to run through 1,000 dodgy things on COVID by myself, I might call it here for today. And oh boy. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. And you're always welcome to Discordia, even if you don't have white pills. But yeah, yeah, thanks for hanging out, even if it was just me for the last bit, guys. It has been, oh my God, it has been a fucking awful black pill. Yeah. Yeah, it was good having you guys. YouTube is still lying to me. There's clearly far more of you in chat than YouTube reckons of viewing. But it's been good to have you all. Look forward to catching you all either in Discord or next weekend. I will have a chat to Trim and double check timings, because they may shift one way or the other, because time zones are weird. And we will continue to run on Saturdays, because that seems to be working great for everyone. And of course it means that now that the low seasons have changed timing, due to daylight savings being fun, means we don't have to change the time in places like Queensland, where we don't have daylight savings, so things are working fine for that. Yes, it's been some serious highs and lows, all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. But yeah, yeah, thank you all, guys, and we will catch you next time. Have a good one, chats. Shadilay.